Good morning, everyone. I'm Professor Anthony Dean Griffey, Professor of Voice here at the Eastman School of Music. On behalf of Dean Jamal Rossi and Voice Department Chair Dr. Russell Miller, it is a tremendous pleasure to welcome you all to the fourth visit of Eastman's distinguished visiting artist, the incomparable Renée Fleming. As it's been reiterated during the previous three visits of Miss Fleming, words fall short when attempting to describe the scope of her now legendary career. As a single example, later this spring, Miss Fleming will appear in her 27th consecutive season at the Metropolitan Opera as the Marschallin in Der Rosenkavalier, a role she has sung magnificently for 22 years. In a new production by Robert Carson, the 9th new production that Miss Fleming has participated in at the Met. So as with many of my predecessors, I will refer you all to the biography in your programs for more information on the remarkable achievements of Miss Fleming, both as a performer, an administrator, an ambassador for the arts, a humanitarian, and of course, an educator. I have been blessed with the honor of knowing Miss Fleming as a colleague and dear friend for nearly 2 decades. But my first encounter with Miss Fleming was that the same as many of you are experiencing today, an Eastman student at one of her master classes. Not long thereafter, while in New York studying with Beverly Johnson, my lesson ended and Miss Fleming walked into Mrs. Johnson's apartment to begin her own lesson. I was completely caught off guard. As I gathered my things, I was so nervous I couldn't make eye contact. At that moment alone, I learned so much more about what is truly and what it really takes to be a professional singer, to never cease being a student of the art form, and to never lack the humility to defer to another pair of ears. Renée Fleming may have been a superstar, but she waited in the hallway for her lesson to start, just like everyone else. In the coming years, I was fortunate not only to share the stage with Miss Fleming, both in Carlisle Floyd's Susanna and in a world premiere and subsequently productions of Andre Previn's A Streetcar Named Desire, but to know her as a caring and supportive friend and mentor, with whom I am forever grateful for having the ability to call upon for advice and encouragement. It is a gift to us at Eastman and to the entire world of classical music that Miss Fleming remains devoted to the guidance and inspiration for future generations of musicians. Please join me in welcoming, what did I say? Please join me in welcoming to the stage distinguished visiting artist and Eastman alum, Renée Fleming.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Griffey. Thank you so much. We do go way back, and he was the baby student, and I was the budding singer student. And we are, especially our collaboration in Streetcar Named Desire, is very meaningful to me because we did that opera many times together, probably 4 or 5 times. And it was a joy. You were fantastic, Mitch. You probably still will be. So we're going to start now with Robin. And I hope I have music. I hope folks are bringing music to me. And come on out, Robin. And yes. Thank you. So if you wouldn't mind, the microphone is over there for you, just introducing what you're singing. Give us some context. And tell us a little bit about, the character and what's happening.
Sure. Hello. My name is Robin Stites, and I will be singing Piangere la sorte mia from Handel's Giulia Cesare. At this point in the opera, Cleopatra, my character, has been having an ongoing love affair with Julius Caesar, who has come to Egypt. She has been exiled, basically, from her kingdom by her brother Ptolemy. And so she has been, basically, right before this aria, she's been captured by Ptolemy, and he throws her in jail. And she believes that Cesare is dead, and she is sort of bemoaning her loss of stature and her loss of her lover.
Where are you in your education?
I'm a second-year master's.
Thank you.
Il mio bel nome
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Chris. You made me cry.
I made me cry.
But let's talk about that because, okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous were you?
I'd say 7.
Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes, okay, nerves, I never liked it. Some people love it. I never liked the feeling of adrenaline. It made me feel out of control, and it made me feel like I was hanging on, all fingernails and trying to just basically get through it. But a lot of people who learn to work with adrenaline, use it to their advantage. And you got there. You got there, because the B section gave you sort of a chance to kind of let it out, right? So get rid of some of that pent-up nerves and energy. And then when you came back to the A, you had this beautiful, because you were sort of so connected, you had this incredibly powerful emotional take on the repeat of the A, which was really moving. So best case scenario, I mean, really that's the best way to use nerves. So I'm going to talk about a couple of strategies in the meantime, when you're, especially in an audition situation where you automatically assume that, the scorecards are out there. And they are. I mean, that's what happens. So you have to kind of get yourself in performance mode. And one of the ways to do that, and one of the things I've found very helpful, is to focus on breath, because if you can use the musculature here, so when you take a big breath, right? Show me your most magnificent, enormous breath. Okay, so can you expand a little bit more here? Yeah, more rib cage, more solar plexus. So expand means out. Yeah. When you inhale, right? Okay, so I don't see this moving at all. Exhale. There you go. That's better. So once you've got that, and the back is also completely expanded, then you can almost imagine, and this comes from Yul Brynner, of all people. Yul Brynner, Patrick Stewart told me that Yul Brynner really used breath against nerves, taking long, slow breaths and kind of hanging on with these muscles here. And that's worked for me with public speaking and with singing. But also when you're nervous, and this is sustained and exposed. Handel, Mozart, certain composers, just put you in that place right from the beginning. So once you take your breath, then concentrate on maintaining this particular engagement, right? Not pushing out, but just sort of maintaining that as long as you can. And imagine hanging those first phrases on this breath that's stable because you're focused on the engagement of these muscles. Does that make sense? Right? So start one more time. Okay, and then we're going to really talk about actually how you present this aria. Because right now it's a little bit physically like a vocalese. And I think it's very important when you put on your performance hat, that you figure out creative ways of staging your own scene within this small radius. And don't be afraid to work it out, because if you don't work it out, then you take 2 steps forward, and then you take 2 steps back. And you don't have really anything to go on, other than you're singing, you're thinking about your singing. So just start again, because it starts with this great recitative. I didn't feel that you were prepared when you started singing. It just sort of came. I want to sort of see you take a breath and imagine what you're about to say in advance, and what the mood is, and what, create the scene for us before you ever open your mouth. So you tell me, where do you imagine her to be?
She's in a jail cell, like a dungeon.
Okay. So is there a window? Is there a seat?
Window up there.
There's a window. Okay, good. So you have that in your mind. So what I would suggest you do sometimes is don't make it center, because that's going to look like, if your focus is center, people won't get that you're in a scene.
Okay.
So if you're singing to somebody, make them a little bit to the left or the right or on the floor. We want to see your thinking phrases, and we want to see your active phrases as being different and having a different focus. So when she's starting, is she thinking? Is she what's behind all this recitative?
I think she's reacting to, because Tolomeo has just sung an aria to her, basically like, saying, I'm clipping your wings.
Right.
And he's just left her.
Right. Okay.
So he's sort of mocked her, derided her, and now she's left alone.
So
in
is
this
she
cell.
still
So
having?
she's reacting to what he just did.
Is she having an inner conversation with him, sort of? I mean, to paraphrase the beginning for me. If you were going to say it in English and act it out, what would you say? And don't translate it. I mean, paraphrase it.
Okay. And this is how I lose in one day my royalty and my honor.
Right. Okay. So do it now. Act it out.
Right. Is this how I lose in one day my royalty and my honor?
Good. And then what?
Ah, cruel fate. Caesar, my beautiful god, is perhaps dead. Cornelia and Sesto are unarmed and can't give me help. Oh God, no hope rests for me.
Yeah, that's okay. It's good. Now add to that. Do it one more time and add to that because there are some musical things here. Oh, Dio. So add to that sort of. If you had to put in a musical impetus behind it, how would it fit into the recitative? But you know what? Your focus was completely different. Just acting it out in your own words. You were over there, and then you were thinking, and then you were So do it one more time and exaggerate it a little bit more.
Okay.
Let's see, melodrama, soap opera.
Okay. And this is how in one day I lose my royalty and my greatness. Oh, cruel fate! Cesare, my beautiful god is perhaps dead. Cornelia and Sesto are unarmed and can't help me. Oh God, no hope is left for me.
Okay, so one more time. In that, I want to see more behind your eyes in terms of the thinking. So you've got the right idea. It's not strong enough. It starts strong, and then it gets general. So it should never be general. You want to work this out specifically. So I want to see you overact, pretend this is a cop show, like really, really mainstream, television. Just make your choices clearer.
Okay.
It's a little too general.
Okay. And this is how I lose in one day my greatness and honor. Ah, cruel fate! Cesare, my beautiful god is perhaps dead. Cornelia and Sesto are unarmed and can't help me. Oh God, no hope rests for me.
That's so much better. I mean, that's where it needs to be now, musically in Italian. And you add one more thing to this is the connection to your body, okay? So I had the focus, but there's all of your singing is very much. So, try it one more time and use your hands expressively.
Okay.
Let me just see, really express. Oh my God, as if you were acting out the scene again.
Okay.
And by the way, it's understandable in a master class that all of you will come out and try to sing well. That's what you're going to be focused on. So what I'm saying is every time you get up in front of people, perform. So, and have that in your mind. And put, in a perfect world, once you're a professional, and you won't be thinking about singing, ideally. You'll be expressing the text. You'll be communicating with the audience and trying to hone that skill for decades. That's what I'm still working on. Mm-hmm. So try one last time, and use your hands now.
Okay. And so in one day I lose my greatness and my honor. Ah, cruel fate! Cesare, my beautiful god is perhaps dead.
Beautiful.
Cornelia and Sesto are unarmed and can't help me. Oh God, no hope rests for me.
Wow, now sing it. Beautiful. That was great.
Okay.
That was great.
Eppur così in un giorno perdo fasti e grandezze. Hai fatto rio.
Wonderful. So much better. Now, odio, you're holding. You're trying to control it by hanging on to it. Release it. Odio. All of your soft singing, always release it. Release it, release it. Give it to the audience on a platter. If you try to hold on to it and control it, you're cheating us, okay? And take more time for that. Oh, and I really would like to hear a portamento, or an appoggiatura there. Just try it.
Where?
I know. Odio, either one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just try it. But take more time.
So
Right on that. The Handel wants blues notes. You want to sing the blues in all of these Handel arias, and I was given permission by William Christie to do just that. He said, "You had all this jazz training. Why aren't you using it?" I said, "What do you mean? This is Baroque music. I'm supposed to sound like a boy." No. He said, no, we want every expressive tool you can think of and more. So don't be afraid to really just go out there and make some crazy choices. People are going to love it. You know, don't be so safe. Go ahead. Try that one. Try the blues one. Try okay. And you have to lean on that and mean it.
Okay.
You know. Nice. Gorgeous. That was beautiful. You let that go. That was great. That's the way it needs to be. Now start the aria, and this one, start a little bit, move on it, and give it a little more sound so that when you come back in the repeat, you've got somewhere to go.
Okay.
Again, open up and release it.
Okay.
Piangero. No holding. Yep. You before we stop, which is that I feel like you're collapsing your chest every time you start singing. You're not really you've got a whole kind of breath thing going, but it's not the most helpful use of breath. If you can imagine again taking your most optimal breath, and when you start singing, instead allow the sound to sit on top of that breath as opposed to using air to be expressive. It's the opposite. Be expressive on top of the air. Do you know what I'm saying? Si crudele, just try that phrase, maintaining this expansion here, especially in the rib cage, under the arms, back, everywhere. And this here, just expanding everything and maintaining the expansion.
Okay.
You're collapsing immediately and then driving air through your folds. That's tiring.
Okay.
Again, big breath. Release, a little bit tight there. Release. That's better. That's much better. But when you start singing, you're pulling in here. Are you doing that on purpose?
Pulling in here?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so inhale. Really expand here. Right. That's not great. Lean over. Let me see. Really release those muscles. Release the abs. Release your abs when you take in a breath. Okay, that's better. Now keep that. One more time. See? Cruda. Okay, take another breath. That was 5 minutes ago. Okay. Lean over. Inhale. Release the abs and your back, and then roll up and start singing. maintain that.
Si prodere et antoria.
So when you get this, when you can just play with this a little bit, and maintaining this sort of expansion, and at the same time releasing the sound out, and keeping that freedom, then your vibrato, all of this is going to kind of relax a little bit. Right now, you're holding on. You're holding on, okay? So these are just minor adjustments, because you sing beautifully and you sound gorgeous. But these little adjustments, see, all right? We're in agreement on that. These little adjustments will kind of help you have more possibilities, you know, instead of trying to control. It's so hard because certain things have to be controlled, and a lot about what we do has to be released. And finding that balance, and it will be different depending on what we're singing, which is really irritating. It's not the kind of thing you can just get and that's it. You know what I mean? Thank you so much. Thanks, Robin. Beautiful. So, how many of you are singers? How many of you are singers? So you should all be overacting in your practice rooms in front of the mirror. So it's just really helpful to kind of get some freedom. And then you go into your lessons, obviously, and it's another thing. But keep practicing that, because it'll make you more kind of connected to your body when you're singing. Okay, we have Giovanni now, Daniela. Daniela, you want to grab the microphone? Thank you so much. Grab the microphone and tell us a little bit about this aria.
So this is an aria, A Fuggi il Traditor, from Don Giovanni. And at this point in the opera, the womanizer Don Giovanni has seduced Zerlina, who I believe it is her wedding night. And he has managed to convince her that he's in love with her and is about to take her away when my character, Donna Elvira, steps in. She's a former lover of Don Giovanni and is trying to warn Zerlina against going with him.
That's attitude. That is definitely attitude. That's so good. This is a really fun aria to sing, but it's very short, so you don't have a lot of time to make your mark. So here's the thing about singing something that's dramatic. You never want to sing with more power. You always want to be sort of aware of the sound you're producing and also of how easy it is. So in other words, if your coloratura sort of gets labored, then something is too much. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that that's kind of easy. I'm just going to have you do this with a pencil, okay? So if you don't mind, we're just going to do it on E because I actually want you to use a little less breath. Just have more. Think about focus and about core sound, but not so much about driving the sound. It's a little driven. Okay, so just try a little bit on the. Great nails. Wow, and that's so Don Alviera, isn't it? Yeah, I love that. Okay, try that. Try it again. Just a little bit. So that sort of gets it kind of in a nice middle place. And we're going to try one more thing. And I've started using these two. Let's just do it a little bit again, because the beauty of the straw is it forces you to use less breath, right? So try the same thing through the straw. I do this all the time. I do this all the time right now. Go ahead. Okay, try one more time. Just do it without pitches. Just swooping.
Okay.
Connecting, like glistening through each pitch.
Okay.
Just without piano. Hi, how are you? Sorry, didn't get to say hi yet. Sorry. So try that. Just that's the glistening through each one. Do that much. But more swoopy, much more swoopy. You're being too faithful to the rhythms.
Okay.
Pretend Mozart wrote something else.
Okay.
Nice. Try that. Much easier. No vibrato. Little kid.
Okay.
Good. Try that. That was good, except when I hear that turgid vibrato, that's too much pressure.
Okay.
Try again. Yes. So it's less breath pressure. You don't need all that pressure because it's doing something to your sound that you don't want. Do you know what I'm saying? It's making your sound really tight. Try one more time on yeah, whichever one you like.
Okay.
Right. Now sing that same phrase with the text, but really easy, without any of the power, without any of the sort of anger. Did any of you ever see Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction? That's Don Elvira, a little bit. She's just going to keep appearing and keep making his life miserable. So, but with good reason. She's still in love with him. That's typically how it's played now. Go ahead. Okay, good. And on tor, you're good. You're gunning it. No pressure on that.
Okay.
One more time. Wonderful. Now try and sing it with the music, with that much energy and not more.
Okay.
Try that, okay?
Right.
Yeah. Yes. Keep going. Good. That's nice. See that you've lost a little bit of the edge, right?
Yeah.
So, and you can still have rhythmic strength and make a lot with it, but without doing it with your throat, right? So try one more time. Add back some of that anger, but without the power.
Okay.
Try that.
Okay.
resonance on that, but not the gut. Yeah. I had a coach at Juilliard when I was very young, Ubaldo Gardini, who's kind of famous. People still talk about him, and he used to always say, "Oh, Renée." I was working on Mozart at the time. He said, "Why you want to bang that note? Why you want to bang on that note?" Because every time I had a high note, I would just think I had to gun for it. So imagine, on the contrary, that it's part of the line. Ta-da-dee-ta. So you want to give it some space and some effort, but you want to get rid of this thing that's happening in your voice and in your sound that's less. You want to make still. It needs to be a beautiful sound still. Okay. Try one more time. So this is great. And when you sing in a mirror, you will see that something's happening with your tongue on those high notes, that and that's from pressure. That's so you can still really work to alleviate that pressure. You just need much less. So our support is designed so that we don't have to do that. So because our ear says, "Oh, drama, oh, a high note, oh, obviously we're going to put lots of air through those vocal folds." That's wrong. That's wrong. You want to do it in different ways with different colors and sing a full tone, but not a pressed or pushed or driven tone. Okay. So when you figure out your support mechanism, it is there to actually keep you from using that air. So the opposite is true. You don't want to. And the straw. The more you play around with the straw, when you sing these pitches through the straw, that's how much air you need. Not much more. Especially for sopranos, it's easier than you think, right? Let me hear the color tour. Just do the color tour with the straw. Yep. Try one more time without vibrato. So sing it like a gliss. So imagine that there are no pitches. And I should be able to. I feel like I should be able to hear a little more sound. So no pitches. Just do that one. No vibrato. Are you pushing in? Yeah, you want to actually, if you're pushing in, you're forcing air through. Try one more time. Nice. Again, you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, keep it smooth. Just do that. Okay, suddenly you go into singer mode. Okay, that's way too much breath. Okay. Again, the straw tells you how much air you need. Just do a gliss. Good. That much. Yeah, because you have a big voice. You have a really great instrument in there. You're just gilding the lily. You're adding athleticism to what's already beautiful and strong. Okay? Okay, I hope that's helpful, not too confusing.
Super helpful.
Okay, all right. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Wonderful job. Thank you. Thank you. Daniela, excellent. Jordan. So you're going to tell us, pick up the mic and tell us what you're singing, the context, and what year are you?
A junior.
Junior, okay. Okay, good. Give us some context and a little bit about the story.
So this takes place in the beginning of Act 2 of Pagliacci. in the show within the show. My character, Beppe, plays the Commedia dell'arte stock character Arlecchino, who is serenading Colombina, trying to win her love, but there's an issue. Colombina already has a husband, another Pagliaccio, Piero, who is played by Canio. Colombina is played by Nedda, and so this kind of mirrors the story that comes before this, as Nedda is cheating on Canio with another man. So this whole sequence kind of pushes Canio over the top. But right now it's just Arlecchino being wily and having fun.
Okay, great. Wow. And you know what? It's so, we've got so much charm. It's really terrific. I really enjoyed that very much. And the other thing I love about this is just rangy enough, but it keeps going. So you don't get stuck up there. You're not sort of, and it helps you with nerves because it's got that continuous movement, right? And plus I understood your text. It's really super job. Why don't we start from the beginning again? Because now, once you get that sort of first time out and hopefully you're calmer now. I love it when I do a masterclass and I'm over there and singers turn their backs to me. It's like, maybe if I sing this way, she won't hear me. I know, that's okay. I know, it's sort of a miserable thing, but we're, now we can relax and work together a little bit. Let's start again. Okay. Yeah. I sort of feel, let's just start and I'll stop you, okay? Because I just have a couple of small ideas. Because I don't want to, honestly, with young voices, also because you're an undergrad, I don't want to sort of feed things that are confusing because you're doing really good work. And I also don't want to kind of leave you. The problem with the masterclass is you share something and then I go away and then you might be going off to an extreme the next day. But that's why you all have great teachers here who can sort of say, actually, ignore what she said. You're doing everything right. So let's just go on and I'll just share ideas with all of you.
Colombina il tenero filo Arlechin, e a te
Okay, so one little tiny tip, try this. Try thinking an NG right before you start. O vowels are a little bit hard, especially when they're in sort of up in the passaggio. Just try thinking an NG. No, try, if you sing it just once, add a little more of a nasal, kind of a more forward focus to that. Go, go. This helps me a lot in the middle voice when I'm nervous, right? And it's where it's exposed and it doesn't really know where the pitch lives. If I think NG, it helps me. Try that.
Okay. Sure.
Nice, that worked. I like that. That was a really nice sound. Now, when you have these sustained pitches in that area, you're just kind of like sitting there. It's like, oh my God, I'm surviving. I'm going to survive this pitch, right? So let's just kind of head roll, get the shoulders moving a little bit. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you're nervous, right? It's just nerves, right? So when you've got those pitches, they need to go somewhere. Right? So they're going to bloom, but you're going to play with them. That's the charm of this. So just show me what you might do on your own. If I say, okay, I want you to, every time you have a sustained pitch, I want something to happen on that pitch.
Okay.
All right. That was good. I like that. It had a little bit just more shape to it. You know, I mean, I might, you started awfully soft on your first one. I sort of liked your first choice, which is to say, oh, I like that better, I think. But at least you know you can do that you have the flexibility. Now, when you go up, you're sticking your jaw forward. All right? Think the opposite. Think that you're actually going to go up and over that pitch.
Okay.
And sing down onto that pitch. Don't reach for it. You're very close. It's really good.
Okay.
One more time. Nice. Good. Excellent. Just trying to keep you relaxed. Okay, good. Okay, try that. Sing that phrase again. Nice and a little more squealo, a little bit more focus on yang, yang, yang in that. Okay? Yeah. Good. Beautiful. Good. Keep going. Excellent. Think that NG again. Okay, try senza. Senza. Because you're opening up so much in the front that you're closing off in the back of your mouth. Okay, senza, senza, a little bit more. So now try thinking senza. In fact, sing it once and just do your arm like that. Senza. It's like you're gonna, what is that in volleyball?
Spike it?
Thank you. Spike that note. Spike that note. Yeah. Let's see. And not with power, but just with your thinking. Okay? Just start back. La tua faccetta. And more, I want to hear more. Enjoy that Italian, those double consonants.
Okay. La tua faccetta mostrami che io vo baciar senza
That's much better. That's much better. And it was just that slight shift in the way you used your resonance in your mouth, as opposed to kind of opening so far. You had a little bit more of a space in the back of your mouth, which is useful. Okay, just do that note for me. Senza. Now change to senza. Hold it. Change from the to the
Okay.
Right? Try that. Still thinking you're spiking it. See, now when the your tongue goes down, right? Don't let that happen. Senza, senza. Allow the just make a slight adjustment for the so your tongue position stays nice and high in the back.
Okay.
You're singing above your tongues. Try that one more time. It's a beautiful sound. Beautiful. God, so much talent today. Wow. Try that again. That's better. Better. So think width in the back. Exactly. Yeah, and don't reach for it. So you're still in your jaw, no jaw. Okay. go. There you go. That's better. That's better. I didn't hear everything come up here. That was good. Okay, try one more time. You don't like switching from the eh to the ah without making a huge adjustment, so practice that.
Okay.
If you see in the mirror, you'll see that you're adjusting way more than you need to.
Okay.
Okay, watch Luciano Pavarotti on YouTube. His ah vowel is the king. Senza. There's sunshine in that sound.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's go on. La tua boccuccia. Yeah. This is fun. Good. Great choice for you. Go on. Keep going.
La tua boccuccia, amor mi cruce, mi sta tormentar, e mi sta tormentar. Oh, Colombina, schiudimi il finestrin, che a te vicin, a te chiamando.
Okay, so I want to get more flexibility into your sound because it's right now, you're going back to that, every time I have a long note, I'm going to hang on for dear life. So let's just go back and do that one more time. Da. So imagine that when you have those pitches on the sustained notes, that you just move your mouth around. Create different spaces and say, what does that sound like? What does that feel like? Just stick your just play with it for a second. Okay, because we always have to find flexibility in our singing, always. Okay. Amor mi cruccia e mi sta tormentar. Can you do that from there?
Sure. Amor mi cruce, mi sta tormentar.
Yes.
E mi sta
Play around.
tormentar.
Good.
Oh, Colombina, schiudimi il finestrin, e a te vicin.
So imagine that pitch is more about resonance and finding that sound in and less about sort of singing loud, right? So let's back off the volume and find what the quality should be. Let's try, because you're reaching for that a little bit, okay? Let's try. Yay! Let's forget the words for a second. Yay! Try that. Now, and it's still a little bit, when you're opening so high, so much on that top note, it's a slightly diffused quality, so just chew on it. Yay, once. Yes, thank you. Yes, you have more colors there than you think. You know, right now you're locked into one color. Just play a little bit with that. One more time. Now, can you do it softly?
I'll try.
Sort of just mid-volume?
Sure.
Very good. Now start softly and crescendo on that pitch.
Okay.
Just with the normal word. See, you build a little more flexibility into the sound, and suddenly the vowel was clearer, and it didn't go back.
Okay.
So just, these are just thoughts. I mean, you're doing all this work, so you're already in terrific shape in terms of where you are. And then just building in more relaxation, so it's easier. Exactly. What else? I love it. What else do you sing?
My favorite things I'm working on this year is junior year is our French year, so I'm singing a lot of Forêt, some Han, some Duparc.
Wonderful. Oh, gosh. Wonderful. That's perfect. French is my favorite language to sing in, other than English, which needs no wall. It's wonderful. Excellent job. Thank you very much. Katarina. So, yeah, to the other mic and tell us about this song. You know, I should also have you all introduce your pianists because that's important too.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jose Benjamin Escobar, and together we will be performing «Не пой, красавица при мне» by Sergei Rachmaninov.
You might want to tell us what it's about.
This song, I imagine, is about a drunk man in a bar who hears this tune floating around, and it reminds him of this time long ago, and he yearns of this life away from this war in Georgia that he's reminded of through this song. And he yearns for this long-away shore and faraway life away from this misery of the war. And the song sort of captures his emotional progression throughout his experience of this tune, and hopefully I capture that.
But it's homesickness too. It reminds me of the step in my town and where I'm from. And he's basically saying, turn off the music. Turn off that song that I know, right?
Yeah, he doesn't want to hear the song. He wants it to stop. And that's part of the emotional.
Exactly. Thank you. And where are you in terms of your education?
I am a senior.
Great. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jose. Thank you. So, Katarina, I'm assuming you have Russian in your background. It's a language you're familiar with.
I do.
Yeah.
Speak it fluently.
Yes, it sounds, I thought, boy, I had to study a long time to get even close to that. That's really good. You have a very interesting timbre. You have a recognizable sound, which is interesting. It's also kind of uniquely produced and having to do, I think, with your kind of bone structure in terms of your resonator. But I want to talk about colors and how we can sort of find different colors in our voices. And I also want to help you with your float, because that's a crucial piece of this song. And a little bit also with how to do something that has repetition in it that's long, how to kind of make that interesting. So first of all, you might want to play around with this. First of all, are you going to continue singing?
Yes.
Okay, so you're auditioning for graduate schools, and
I'm taking a year off.
taking a year off. Okay, that's not unwise. We have plenty of time. So what I want to encourage you to do, let's try and find some other ways of using your middle voice, right? Because right now, everything is sort of coming from one place and hanging there, and it's healthy, and the top is beautiful, and it's a lovely sound, but I want to see if we can find some other colors in the middle. What other arias do you sing? Or what arias do you sing, I should say?
Right now I'm studying the role of Cendrillon.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Good. Okay. So anything higher?
I've sung some Nina.
Oh, okay. So nothing's, because your quality says to me lyrical oratura. Are you doing anything with a lot of movement in it and much higher notes?
I sing a lot of early music.
Oh, okay.
It goes high and is very florid.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So yeah, that's what the quality of your voice sort of begs for that, I think. But just playing around. Let's just take that phrase and see if we can find some color. Just that. So I'm going to have you use the pencil. We're just going to sort of see what happens if we can find a resonance that's a little bit lower, right? So you have a very head dominant, type of production. So let's just sing that same thing on. And try to sort of centrically, sort of imagine that the sound is positioned a little bit more in the mouth or a little bit lower. That's quite different. Because when you first sang it, it was all still so high, and this is really just for sound. This is just for interest, really, because your voice is so even that you think, what else can you do? It all sounds the same. Now sing with the text. It's not darker so much as slightly lower resonance. So you've gone. So change the color a little more, but not using weight. No weight. Just sound. Just imagine how you might want to say something different with this text here. Okay, so you're very, very placid here. Use the text to help you also create more color. Let me see it more express. Express much more with your face. And make that one dark. Piacciarmi. Make that one sad and just a dark sound, but no weight. Just that. And then let me hear it. So think of it going back this way just a little bit more. Yeah, think of the back of your mouth, the space in the back of your mouth. Try that. Yes. That's so much more interesting than if it's all in the same little tight place, right? So find these colors. Di pies ingrusi, try that again. That's nice. So and now use it expressively. Start from the beginning again, and let me use those colors to express the words and make us understand the words better. Okay, so you're immediately translating this into singing bigger and fatter. That's not what I mean. So and this is the problem with master classes. So, no. That's not what I mean. I want you to sound like you. With your age, I just want in your middle voice for you to look for different kinds of ways of saying the words, expressing the words with more color, exactly. So I don't want you to suddenly sound like you're 40 years old. That's totally not. That, and don't copy me. It's a mistake. Okay, one more time. I just believed you a little bit more there as opposed to I'm singing this well. Let's go on. Na pamina. Okay, so what is that? So try that again. Na pamina. Yeah, really nice. But then you have this figure that is so let me do something with this. It should be really intense. Na pamina. One more time. Okay, more time, more expression, more time. So more interest, basically, I'm trying to get you to do. You know, more expression. Okay, but that was good. That was good. Just do, your melisma can just say more. That's really unusual that somebody would put a melisma like that in the middle of a song. Yeah, exactly. So, just do that. And then you have pianissimo. Use the words. When you cut off, even though there's a rest there, there's something happens on that breath that gives him the impulse to go on. So again, it's just, this is really almost melodramatic, right? So let's go, I'm going to skip to the pianissimo. Let's start in the B section. That's it. Start again. Okay, just get your breath. Okay, you're not singing supported. All right, one more time. we shape that better? So, ya prizrak, mili. I'm not hearing vowels. It's all sort of a univowel because of the way you're placing your sound in this kind of smaller place. Ya pri, open. Prizrak, mili, rakavoy, tibia. And then at the end, something has to, you're crescendoing too much too soon, because we want you to kind of overshadow the end of the piano part. And then wait. And this is cri de coeur. This is a cry. Okay. Let's go on. Thank you. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I think you can, let's work on float just a little bit. So just hum it once. Now go, switch to oo. So I'm after a really tiny sound, just the smallest. Be brave, because it'll probably cut out. So just go. Staccati. Now hold one of them then. Make the staccati a little bit longer.
On the high one?
Mm-hmm. Now, can you sustain it a little bit more? Right. So I want you to get to kind of the most head voice you can find, right? So give it a try. And try and hold it. There you go. That's it. That's exactly right. That's how small you want to be on that. And this you really do want to place here. You do want this to be here, right? Try it out of tempo. It's much harder in tempo because it's slow. Just try it a little bit faster. That's it. That's your head voice. That's where you want to be. Is that okay? Do you feel okay about that? It just takes courage though, right? Okay, so try it. Now try it in context. I would come back into a more voice once you get up. Begin to crescendo, and then sing with a little bit more breath, okay? Try one more time. Oh, way too big. Float. Floating is like a hooty ooh sound. Oh, just do one big head voice. Yeah, teeny. One more time. Really small. No, teeny. Very soft. There. That's it. Sing. Dare to sing that soft. Good. You know what? I had goosebumps. Did anybody else get goosebumps on that? That's beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. So One last thing, Svetlana, is that it, and that is that you, when you're doing this song, we want to see where home is. We want to see what you're thinking about. You know, you're singing to the floor a lot. Okay, I know, she said, okay. All right, so we didn't get to that, but we worked on some other things, so super job. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Excellent. Bravo. Okay. I'm glad we touched on that because I couldn't sing soft at all, so you can learn how to do it. It just takes some practice and some courage, and head voice is really a great thing to maintain a connection to, no matter how you're singing, and no matter what your voice type is. So do we have some time for some questions?